Wareham. I'd like to welcome you guys to this episode of the Cattle Call. Today I'm joined by James Clement, the Horse Division Manager at the King Ranch here in South Texas, and we're going to take a minute to talk about the legacy of the King Ranch Quarter Horse program and what James is doing, taking it forward and continuing and re-energizing that legacy, and kind of what makes a King Ranch horse a King Ranch horse. And I think that's what's kind of neat, and most people may not know that there are some specific things about the horse that are unique to what you have in mind for what it makes a King Ranch horse, that specific product. So why don't you tell us about that?
So King Ranch horse is, first of all, descended from Old Sorrel. We call it the Old Sorrel family of quarter horses, but he was a stallion born in 1915, George Clegg's property up north of here in Alice, and Caesar and Bob Clayburgh bought him in 1916. And every horse in this ranch is descendant of him, and that's one thing we're very proud of, that for all these years we're able to keep that family alive but keep improving it. And then another thing, in the 70s we purchased a stallion named Mr. San Pepe that I think everybody in your show has probably heard of, and every horse is also related to him because we find something we really like and we keep trying to replicate it as closely as possible. And so through line breeding and through keeping those families alive, no matter if we ever buy outside studs or mares, they'll still go back to what our foundation is, or we'll push them back towards that foundation in future breeds. And so that's in terms of pedigree. In terms of ability, it's an all-around horse. It's the same thing everybody's always trying to find on a ranch, is a horse that can do everything all day as much as possible with as few breaks and as little maintenance, because this is a ranch, and our number one job is providing the best cow horses for cowboys on this ranch in South Texas in this environment. Today it's cold, it's usually hot, it's sandy, it's black soil, it's brush. It's a horse that's going to be exposed to a lot of things early in life and needs to be able to take that in stride, learn from it, and move on to the next thing. And so that's where our breeding program really goes back to. You got 3 horses here. This one not from the King Ranch program, but a son of the Boone. But then 2 horses descended from the King Ranch program, and you see their quiet minds. These are a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and we're just really legging them up to just push them back out to cowboys, because as we move horses around the ranch.
Tell me a little bit about what you were telling us earlier about maybe some of the traditional, as far as the color of the horse and the black legs, and that's kind of what makes a King Ranch horse as far as your color pattern, a traditional.
So historically, they have something called sandburn, which is actually not from sand; it's from a plant here. But so King Ranch got away from the white as much as they could years ago, and so you look for black feet, you look for a lack of white on them. Obviously, on this one here, we've got a little more white because of his daddy being a red roan, and so sometimes you got to take a little bit more athleticism to cross it on some of that color, just to keep that tradition alive. But King Ranch is known for sorrels, so his name was Old Sorrel, but he produced a lot of sorrels. And that color is historic for us and a pattern we've had for a number of years. Even Captain King and Robert Clayburgh liked the uniformity in their color, size, shape of their horses. And so it's everything that people have done on this ranch for 160 years, and we're just doing that again.
Tell us a little bit about, you've got 3 studs right now that you're excited about. The Boone being one of them. That you said it's kind of an athletic freak and real special, unique as far as his what he's going to be able to add to the breeding program, as well as the other 2, because they all do different things, right? And why don't you tell us a little bit about those 3 studs?
So the best way to breed better horses, in our opinion, is better mares. But the best way to control that is through studs, because it's 3 studs that can control your entire breeding program. And so the Boone is an athletic freak. So some of his babies going off and showing in cuttings and cow horse and something would be a transition for some of them. But you look at Marsala Red, on the other side of the spectrum would be your big foundation style looking horse, big pulling horse that easy to train, gentle, and just tough, and can do a day-to-day, day-in, day-out ranch work program. And then kind of bridging that gap is Canenos Moon, and he is the best built horse on this ranch. He's a horse that kind of takes anything you don't like about a mare and fixes it once that baby hits the ground. And the lope in his horses, the smooth transitions in his horses from stops to move to spin is fantastic. And so you kind of have every flavor for what cowboys on this ranch or for what the breeding population will be looking for in a horse, whether it's freak athleticism on one side all the way back to foundation, size, and build on the other side.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, I'm a kind of a closet horse nerd, and so when I had the opportunity to do this, we jumped at it, and I really appreciate taking the time to do this episode with us, and I know it's going to be a popular one, so thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks for coming.
Catch you later.